We're live.
Hey, we're live with the stream is live. Hey everybody, it's AJ and No Cover TV. And have we got a show for you this evening? Here live at No Cover TV, we are joined by Wolf Milestone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. How are you, brother?
I'm very happy to be here and honored just to be associated with you guys again.
I know, and you've been brought onto the show twice. You've been with Al, and now you're with AJ.
Well, I guess Al can't get enough of me.
I can't. I just can't. I love you, brother.
And this is a surprise for everybody else because it was meant to be just you and me, but you know, technology has brought us all together. So hey, what a good start to the show.
Well, two is great. Two is great. Three means more.
Three means more.
There you go.
Everybody tonight, this was live with AJ, and Al's joined us from No Cover TV this evening. So I'm going to be your host this evening. I am still going to do my interview in my big bad way as I do in the UK, and Al's going to chip in where he wants to, where he can. And Wolfie, this is your time to tell the world your story, to tell the UK your story, because you know No Cover TV has reached the shores of UK, and this is a chance to tell everybody over here in the UK all about your music and all about, you know, you as a musician, as an artist. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to do a quick bio check and just basically just go through some of the information that you sent me. It will give us some information and some discussions to talk about this evening. I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to give us a little bit of an intro and a little bit of chat about yourself. So I'm going to tell everybody here in the UK that Wolf, don't call him Wolfie for a start, okay? Because if you call him Wolfie, he bites your fingers off like he did me tonight. Wolf, okay? Let's get that in, everybody, okay? So Wolf, okay, Milestone is a country and western award-winning singer. Let's get that in for you, buddy. Award-winning singer from Ontario in Canada, all the way across the sea, away from us from the UK, okay? So you're a singer-songwriter and you have got multiple awards. You're going for awards this year in the International Singer-Songwriters Association. You are going for, what are we going for? Best Male, Single of the Year, Songwriter, and Rising Star.
It's quite a few.
Never too late.
You're not a rising star. You've been there, you've done it, and you've got all the awards.
That's great.
Including 2018 traditional vocalist in Nashville. Okay, you were nominated for awards there, and you also signed a record deal with personality Ronnie Trash, and also our lovely Tammy Dove as well. You're not a rising star. You've been going for years, young man. That's a big lie. Okay.
Exactly.
And you've also got a new album out at the moment, which everybody can listen to here in the UK, and also your fans, because that's on your website that we put the links out to. So you've got lots of things that people can see. I've been listening to your singles, a couple of favourites of mine today, which I've been boogieing along to while I've been setting up the interview. The Truck Stops, great song. I loved it. And Old Mexico. So they were the two songs that I boogied along to while I was getting ready, you know, and listening to your music. So, wow.
Good stuff.
Great start. Okay.
And they're all on YouTube as well.
And they're all on YouTube as well. That's where I found them. So great music, really enjoyable. And then after the show this evening, I'm going to make sure that your music is on our socials and everybody can enjoy your music just as much as I did.
Good stuff.
We're not a rising star. We've got a big history, but you know what? Where did that all start from, young man? Take me right back to the beginning of where your music first started. You put it on your bio, but tell me a little bit more.
Well, I've been telling this since I was a knee-high to a grasshopper. But anyways, I started at a very young age. My mother played the piano. And then, of course, well, I started singing along with my mother. Then she started teaching me different variations of how to do harmonies and different routes to carry a song. And then as I got older, I started singing in the church choir, and then I sang in the school choir, which really helped me. And both my choir teachers and my school teachers were very impressed because they never had a child like could sing like that at an early age. But I had lots of teaching. My mother, she was very adamant that I would do it properly and made sure that I would breathe in, breathe out, and stuff like that. And then as I got into my early teens, I started playing with some chums, and we were picking up the guitar. And actually, I was playing drums back then. I went to play drums, and then we had a garage gig at one of our friends' place. And on the day of it happening, the bass player got sick, so I learned a little bit of guitar. So I said, "Well, I'll try some bass," and because we had another drummer, so we brought another drummer, and I took bass. And since that day, my life has been history, as you say, because I really mastered the bass guitar, and I'm classified now, in my words, as the fifth Beatle.
Hey,
I love it. I love it.
so when was your first tour? When did you say, do you know what, I'm going to get my first band together? Can you remember your first band? Who was your first band?
Yeah, I was 14. Yeah, I was 14, and it was a garage band, after school and high school and stuff. And then we start, playing around, and more people were getting to really like us, and because we were young, and we grew the long hair like the Beatles, like shaking it up and doing some rock and roll. And I never played country though. I was just into the rock and roll at that early stage of my life. And yeah, we had some good times. And then as I got older, then I started new bands and joined different bands. And when you're that young, you want to venture out. You never stay together, not until you're into your 20s. But I had a lot of fun. My adolescent years were something I'll never ever forget.
I don't know about you, Al, but I need to know about those adolescent years. You've had a long career in music, So when you were going out and you were partying with the boys, when you were in that first band, what was life like back then?
I don't really remember.
I can't remember. I'm sure there was some really, really like hair-raising moments. Was you out until all hours?
We all had ours. Yeah, we each had our own poison, and that didn't work when we all messed up on our own poison, because then we clashed sometimes. So, or all the time, I should say. So, partying stopped pretty soon in my life after that. Yeah.
So
those were the days.
Those were the days. Were they better than they are now, Wolfie? Wolf, can you sort of compare what life was like then when you first started to when it is now? What was it? What's it like going out now?
Yeah. Well, back then, I mean, when you're young and everything it seems so jubilant because it was new to us. And but as the years went on and up until now, like, I'm always very happy with everything that I've accomplished and still doing today. I try to better myself with my vocals, stage presence, our clothing, just everything about it. And every time I do a special show, especially for seniors, I go to a couple of senior homes, and I go to a dollar store. Now, don't no pun intended, but I buy some flowers, and as I'm during my break, during my performances, I walk out to the audience and I pass out some, plastic flowers, and the people are so, "Oh, you gave me a rose," and they're so happy. It makes me happy knowing that they're happy. So I've kind of captured that moment, and I'm kind of I'm known as a signature flower guy now.
Okay.
So different venues that I play, I'll check it out first, and then if it's okay with me, and then I'll bring some more flowers. I mean, what's $25 worth of flowers, and you cut them up and you get 10 times more.
You're a little charmer, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I bet the ladies love that, don't they?
So do I.
So do you.
Works both ways.
No, but if I can see a smile on somebody's face, or tapping their fingers, or snuffing their feet, then I know that I'm doing a good job, and that makes me feel good inside. And I get that from my mother. She was very outspoken, and if you want something, you go get it, because it's not going to come to you. And that's my philosophy. And I thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
That's absolutely fantastic. And going to one of your shows, you know, it sounds a really, really fun time, and everyone has a really great time at your shows.
Well, they say that Garth Brooks dances around a lot. Well, you come and see my shows.
Oh wow, yeah, that sounds fantastic. We
know?
look at, you know, I've been looking at your songs on YouTube, and you know, they're all really jolly songs, and they're really, you know, really meaningful, heart meaningful songs, and you know, it sounds really great. You know, absolutely fantastic. Talking about your latest singles, your latest albums, we said that at the beginning of the show that you have got your latest release out at the moment. It's called Milestones and Memories. Is that your latest album?
No, that's just a few years old now.
Wow. Okay, so again, the internet has let me down. Tell me about that new album. Which one's out now?
Well, I don't actually have a title for it yet, and we've got the 10 songs. We're all ready.
You're ready to go.
I could probably do one for you live. You know, during our session here, because I don't mind. Give me a guitar and I'll sing.
But wow, we're gonna get a live showing. Oh, do you reckon we could do that live?
Sure, Al can strum along with me. We're 440 pitch, Al.
440 pitch, huh? It's all it's your show. You're not gonna let me embarrass.
Do you know what? I'm feeling fruitful tonight. I normally just do an interview, but I'm so interested in hearing this young man's music. So, Al, as we are live, let's have a little bit of the song. So, Wolfie, do you want to introduce the song to us?
Yes, I can do. This is a song, my first #1 song. And by the way, it was #1 in England years ago. And it's called Where My Truck Stop. I told Al about that story. And it's in the key of E, Al.
I'll listen. We'll see someday.
Well, back then, yeah, I had a breakup. Everybody goes through trials and tribulations in life. I've already explained this over and over and over. But anyways, while I was going my separate way, I was driving along, and I had everything packed up in my truck. And I'm saying to myself, where my truck stops, I'm going to call home. And at different locations, I thought, well, this is not my home. I kept going, and as I'm going, and I'm writing as I'm going, and I get some ideas from the highway, the white lines, the headlights, the cars behind me, the cars in front of me, and I'm jogging all this down. So by the time I got to my 3,000 miles later destination in Vancouver, Canada, I wrote this song, and it was my first #1, and it goes something like this. Well, I'm heading down the highway, I don't know where. No set direction, I just don't care where my truck stops. I'll call home. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Well, I packed up my life in this old pickup truck. I left behind your memories and my bad luck. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. And the wheels on my truck just keep on rolling. As far as I can, I'll keep on going. The tail lights in my mirror, the white lines up ahead. The wheels on my truck just keep on rolling. Well, a hard driving woman you've always been. You drove me to hell and back again. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Well, I'm leaving east and I'm heading west. The further from you will be the best. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Where my truck stops, I'll call home. Here we go. And the wheels on my truck just keep on rolling. As far as I can, I'll keep on going. The tail lights in my mirror, the white lines up ahead. The wheels on my truck just keep on rolling. Where my truck stops.
Hey. Beautiful.
That my first #1. I was so proud of that song, and I still am. And even to this day, AJ, I get so many requests for that. Where are your truck stops? Where are your truck stops? I go, right here, right now.
Do you know, Wolf? The truck can stop in the UK at any time. I really enjoyed that, man.
I would love to come over there one day. I really
You know
would.
what? I really enjoyed that. Do you know what? I don't normally do music on my shows. It's a pure chat show, but I
Hey!
really enjoyed that. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to dedicate that to the 4th of July for everyone over my brothers and sisters in America. You know, happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yes,
We're
Independence
glad.
Day. Yeah.
You know, a special treat for you on the 4th of July, live with AJ, okay, and also with Wolf giving us a rendition of his song, and that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for doing
That was
that.
great.
Well,
So-
I have been to Europe once. I went over to Ireland because that's where my grandmother is from,
Okay.
and I wanted to see from Ballymena, Ireland, and I wanted to see where she was from. So I went over to Ireland, and I also in Scotland. Actually, in Scotland, I sang and played for a kilt wedding. I wore a Graham tartan. Yeah.
Hey.
And the girls were trying to check under my kilt to see if I was or not.
I was just about to say, I'm sure there was many checks going on.
That's another show.
I tell you, I was at first I was really embarrassed, because I've never worn a skirt or dress or anything like that. But by the end of the night and about 15 drinks, I didn't care. I was having fun.
You know what?
And then I said to one of the chaps the next day, I said, "Can you take me down to England just so I can say I've been to England?" So we went down as far as Newcastle, and I put my foot in Newcastle and I said, "I've been in England. Take me to Liverpool."
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Home of the Beatles, eh? Home of the Beatles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
So I went there for a fortnight. That's where I learned that word. That means 2 weeks.
That is 2 weeks. Yep, definitely 2 weeks here in the UK. Okay, fantastic. So 4th of July for you guys. It is election day for us guys over in the UK. We are having our election. So today tomorrow, by the time they do their votes, we will find out who our new Prime Minister is. So I don't know if you saw my last video. It's time for question of the week. Unfortunately, it's election day. That means we in the UK will be forced to be given a new prime minister and told that we've got to vote for one of our new prime ministers. And unfortunately, that means we've got to go down to the polling station. We've got to tell, who we would like to be our new prime minister. So the question of the week is it's International Singer-Songwriters Association Awards coming up. You are going to be in one of those awards, okay? But there are going to be amazing artists also being put up for awards also. You are on the spot with me now. Who's going to be your winner? I'd like from you, and you have no choice. You have to tell us, okay? I've got to do my vote in this today. You've got to tell me. You've got to tell me who's going to be your winner this year. So I want your best male artist and your best female artist for International Singer-Songwriter. Who have you seen who stood out?
Oh, you asking me?
I'm asking you, Wolf. Wolf, I'm putting you on the spot. I'm not putting Al on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot, young man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Al, but
No,
okay, I apologize for that. Well, I think this year there's this fella from Florida, Andrew Dean, and he's a really good friend of mine. Him and I have toured and jammed and sang together in jamborees in Nashville over the years in the early 2000s, and he's really gelled lately. And I think if anybody's going to win multiple awards, it's going to be Andrew Dean for this year.
He is very good. He's very good.
Oh, he's an awesome friend. I can't wait to hook up with him in Nashville and then Atlanta the following week. So I'm going to have a really good time in late August. And for female, there's Dawn Ricks. I tell you, this lady, she not only has the looks, but she's got a voice, a personality, a heart, and sing. Oh man, this girl can really sing. And what's really important about her is that she's down to earth. And I think she's nominated for between 9 and 15 awards herself.
Wow.
So that's Dawn.
Beautiful.
Yeah, DAWN Rix, yeah, she's really hot in all ways.
Always, always. You've heard it here live.
Always. That's
You've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
it here live at No Cover TV first, eh?
And she was, God bless her. You know, I like when I finally hooked up with her last year down in Atlanta. She said, "You know, Wolf, you are the only one that I know that not only promotes himself, but you promote everyone else." I go, "Well, yes, Don. Like I'm no better than you. We're all equal, and if I can help somebody in some way, some little way, I will do whatever I can to get your name out there somewhere somehow." And she said, "I can't thank you enough. You've done so much for me." And man, it was just a proud moment for me. I made me get goosebumps again thinking about it.
Do you know
Great.
what, Wolf? Can I just say thank you on behalf of the International Singer-Songwriters Association? Your posts I read daily. You are one of the true, genuine guys out there who will often lend, support to everybody in the community. You're a great guy, and you can see that in what you do in terms of your music. It's busy to try and be a singer-songwriter, go out on tour, but you always find time for everyone. That's really great. So thanks for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it too.
Okay, so Wolf, we've got the awards going on. We've got lots and lots of things going on for yourself. You're going to be a very, very busy person, this year already. We're going to the awards in Atlanta. We were talking prior to the show about some of the things that you do, and I think you looked at one of my interviews and you were saying about some owls on someone else's interview, and you said you got a bit of a thing about owls as well. So what's this about owls? What's your connection?
Well, I'm a Cardinal man. I love Cardinals.
Cardinal man.
Yeah.
Explain a bit more, Wolf. Explain a bit more. Is this owls to eat, or is they to pet, or are they, what's going on?
I'm not sure how it started, but when I was a kid growing up, when we lived in the farm before we moved down to the city, because my dad was a truck driver, okay. And as a young kid growing up, my mom said whenever a cardinal came close to the house, it was your father, like my dad, and I believed that. And I would, when you're 6, 7 years old, and oh hi dad, I'm being a good boy, and yeah, and I'm making sure I do everything for mom that she asked me to do, because you told me to do everything mom asked me to do, and she better not ask you twice. If I hear about it, you're going to hear from me when I get home. Well, I tell you, so yeah, Cardinal is, even to this day, out our balcony window here, I have a picture of a Cardinal. I mean, God bless him, my dad's passed on, but in a Cardinal, when we moved in years ago, a Cardinal came right to the window. I could say that like it was my dad, like my dad, like welcome. And I said to my wife, honey, look there's a Cardinal, look. She goes, oh my God. And she goes, yeah, it must be your father. I said, it is. But
he's still checking up on you, Wolf, with all those lovely ladies that you keep giving the roses to. So he's making sure you're being a good boy, yeah?
Sharing.
Oh.
Hey, Wolf, it's really busy being a singer. What do people don't know about you? What do you like doing in your spare time?
Well, when I was younger and in my prime, I used to play hockey all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ice hockey?
Yes, ice hockey. I went as far as the junior B level, which is a good, because the next level is junior A, then the next level after that is the NHL. But I went as far as I could because I'm only a short guy. I'm only 5'7". So the last year I played junior B, I had cracked ribs, a broken nose, and I lost a couple of teeth. And my mother said, "That's it. You're not playing hockey no more." And then the coach come up to me. He says, he says, "Son, you got the heart of a lion. I like your intensity and your aggressiveness." And I said, "Yeah, that puck out there, that's my puck. Nobody else is going to get it." But he says, "Unfortunately, we have to let you go because you're just not tall enough." Well, I cried. 16 years old. I cried and cried. Went home, and my mom said, "Oh, don't worry about it, son. You'll find something else better to do." So here comes the
Here we
guitar.
are now.
Here comes
Here
your
we are.
time.
Here comes the guitar.
And you
Yeah.
have.
Put it down.
And what an amazing journey you've had in the music world. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we've had an amazing time with you tonight. I've really enjoyed it. It's been absolute great fun. Just got one last question for you this evening, live with
Yes.
AJ. Just basically, you know, in terms of being a natural singer-songwriter, you know, a multi-award-winning songwriter, a genuine nice guy. If there was a new country singer come up to you and said, you know what, I want to follow in your footsteps, give me your 3 top tips, what would you say to him if he wanted to be you?
Well, if it was him or her, I would say never stop believing in your beliefs. Always feel positive in everything that you do. You're going to do it right, and never feel like you're a failure, because that's no good. You got to think positive all the time. I'm a very positive guy. I would tell them to practice and get better at whatever your instrument you're playing, or if you're a singer or an instrumentalist, whatever you want to do. Follow your dreams, and to this day I'm following my dreams.
Fantastic.
Now, before I forget, just one quick a collaboration that I've been doing for the last couple of years with a fella named Bo Haas. I got to get him on your show. I got to get him on your show.
Yes.
Definitely. If
Yeah.
you bring him along. You bring all the others along to the No Cover TV family. We want to embrace everybody. You know.
Oh, well, him and I have collaborated on a few songs. They've gone #1 worldwide. Because with hey, for years I've been searching for like a duet partner to sing with,
Right.
and just out of the blue, I get an email from this guy named Bo Haas. I never heard of the guy. He goes, "How would you like to sing a song with us?" So, he says, "We've been following your career." He's from the States, out in Seattle, Washington,
Nice.
which is like 3,000 miles away.
Right.
And I
Right.
said,
Major.
"Well, how are we going to get together and do a song?" He goes, "If you are willing to do this, I will find a way that we're going to do a duet." And we've just finished an album. It's going to be released pretty soon. You guys are going to be one of the first ones to get it, and it's it's really great. Like our vocabularies and our vocals are just unique, and 3,000 miles away, and now we're brothers for life.
That's
Brilliant.
amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm gonna wrap up the show on that big note. That sounds fantastic. But everybody, we were joined this evening, and he's hardly spoken a word this evening. So I think we should bring him in. Hey, Big Al, is there any questions you'd like to ask Wolfie before he leaves?
Wolfie, thanks. It's good to see him finally face to face, brother. So what's beautiful with AJ coming aboard with No Cover TV, we get to get each and every one of you out there at different time zones. So I've got my schedule, he's got his schedule, and we're both going to double bang a lot of you guys out there, because we need to get the story and the music out there like we have. You're all around.
Well, Al, since you and I did that a podcast a little while ago, things have really picked up for me thanks to you. And now with AJ here, like, hey, come on, bring on the world. Yeah, bring on the world.
We're gonna get everybody out of the world.
It's not about me or AJ. It's about you.
It's about you and the musician. It's about us looking after you and making sure that your music gets recognized. And by the sounds of it, it's going there. So we hope to see you back after the awards. We'd love to get you back on the show after the awards. Is that okay?
As they say over in Britain, brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolute brilliant.
I love it, mate. I love it, mate.
Yeah, I love you, mate.
Al, that's right. Australia. We're not going to get away with that, okay?
Yeah, look at my map behind me.
Yeah. I think it's time that we let the wolf go and go and pray on his women with his roses. But we're going to give you a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wolf.
We'll see you again soon, young man. If you want to sign out,
thank you again. Thank you again so much. Really appreciate it.
You're right.
Take
care. Goodbye. Going on.
We're out of here.
Bye-bye.